Extreme Makeover, Nip and Tuck, Home Edition. Now how about Extreme Reverend Al Sharpton Makeover? Okay, it's not what you think, but he is giving people makeovers, career makeovers that is, on a new reality TV show. And don't take his Oscars. Debt collectors may be banging on Marlon Brando's door, but there's no way he's letting them take his golden statues. Entertainment Stories straight ahead on Live From.
It's giving the presidential candidate a reality show called I Hate My Job, in which he will dispense employment pointers and weekly assignments. Perhaps Marlon Brando might show up for advice. A new bio says the Godfather star is so hurting for cash, he's hidden his Oscars so that creditors don't confiscate them. Author Patricia Ruiz writes that Brando owes banks almost $20 million. And it's doubtful this guy's in financial peril. Spider-Man 2 opening around the country today with glowing reviews and a huge fan base from the first flick. It's
the planet of Saturn, and one of the fascinating things is that they get into the orbit of one of the moons in order to change their course as they continue to move around the planet. So just some fascinating information that we are getting from the planet of Saturn. There's a look as we head into this 4th of July weekend. And after the break, a Fox News alert about a serious terror threat in another Middle Eastern country and how it is affecting Americans who are living and working there. And we're also live.
Hey, Stella!
Well, it was a breakout role for Marlon Brando as Stanley Kowalski in Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire. He was is often called the greatest actor of all time. Marlon Brando died yesterday at the age of 80. The cause of his death has not yet been disclosed.
a look at the top stories now. He's been called the greatest actor of his generation. Now Marlon Brando is dead at the age of 80. The two-time Academy Award winner passed away Thursday in Los Angeles. No immediate word on the cause of death.
Welcome back to Dayside. As we have been reporting, Oscar-winning actor Marlon Brando has died. He actually died last night at a Los Angeles hospital, age of 80. His lawyer has confirmed all this, but is not disclosing the cause, although he did say to us a short while ago that his weight was certainly an issue and that his health had started to ebb away, specifically in the past few months. He is citing that Brando had always been a private man, so he didn't really want to go into many more details. We have Adam Housley live in Los Angeles outside the Brando home. Adam?
That's right, Linda. We're outside the Brando home on Mulholland Drive. Now, we do have a statement in part also from that same attorney you're talking about, David Seeley. He says that one he gave to the public earlier today that Mr. Brando and his family are very private. His family is gathering from all over the world and will be making arrangements following his last will and testament. Seeley says that those arrangements would be private. We'll be hearing more about those later this afternoon. Now, some of the reports that have been coming out, not from David Seeley, but from some other people and other people associated with Marlon Brando have said that he's been suffering from congestive heart failure in recent months. Also, some reports have come out that via audio and videotapes, Brando has planned his funeral and will, including who will attend, the details of it, the location, and who will get what when it comes to his estate. Also, some of those details will be released later today. We actually have someone going in right now at the compound behind me. If we can come back here live, one of the cars that's come in, one of the first cars that have come in since the Brando announcement of his death earlier today. This is, again, the third car that's come in here. There's only 3 homes down this lane, Brando's being one, the former home of Jack Nicholson being another. This man is not speaking to us at this moment, Linda, but he is, again, one of 3 cars that have gone in. Only 2 have come out since the announcement this morning that Brando had died, and last night, of course, he was transferred from here. As we look at this scene also, his last movie was The Score in 2001. Of course, he's known for other movies like Streetcar Named Desire, Mutiny on the Bounty, The Godfather, but The Score was his last theatrical film. He co-starred with Robert De Niro, and he also co-starred with Edward Norton. Norton had a chance to talk to us, I should say, about Marlon Brando a few years back, and here's what he said.
Most of the time on the set was like Marlon trying to figure out where he was going to plant his electronic, like, fart machine under Bob's chairs, you know what I mean? And, like, Bob dissolved in laughter, and everyone's sitting around waiting while they got themselves together. So, like, there's a surreal image from your heart.
So completely nothing like we see on camera.
No, there was a lot. We had a lot of laughs on this movie. It was fun. Damn. Especially when Marlon was around.
Well, once again, we're looking at the compound here, 3 homes down here. It has somewhat of a dubious past, this compound. Not only is it the same locale where son Christian killed his sister's half-sister's boyfriend back in 1990, it's also the same small gated community where director Roman Polanski seduced a 13-year-old model. Of course, he pled guilty. He's now in exile in Europe. That was at a home right near the Brando home. Linda?
Adam Housley live at Marlon Brando's home in Beverly Hills. Thank you very much. As you know, Marlon Brando has been called by some the greatest actor of his generation. His work inspired a whole new generation of actors to adopt his style. With us on the phone is Time Magazine's Richard Schickel. He's written a book called Brando, A Life in Our Times. Richard, can you hear me?
Yep.
Just, you know, if you don't mind, just tell us some stories of things that you found remarkable about Marlon Brando, since you had more time to study than most of us.
Well, I think he was possibly the great actor of the century, or potentially so. He had a kind of odd mixture as a young actor of almost feminine vulnerability combined with this, you know, mobilization of vast masculine anger. And he was a surprising actor. Somebody mentioned on your show that he was kind of a method actor. I never thought he was. I thought he was an actor who was an acute observer of human behavior, and not necessarily his own. And he was not a guy who particularly loved delving deep into his past for his roles. He was a man who liked to observe the passing human parade. I mean, as a young guy, he liked to hang out in phone booths on Broadway and watch the people.
He really did?
Watch their behavior. And then he would use that. You know, it would occur to him as he was working on a role. So he was always, you know, the most surprising actor. And there were these just heartbreaking moments of realistic behavior that no other actor ever obtained in movies. And sometimes they were so powerful, they almost broke the frame of the movie. They broke the fiction of the movie, and suddenly you were in an observed reality that was just marvelous. You know, his later career was patchy and often foolish and often full of contempt for acting.
Yeah, and actually I would like to ask you a question, just
Sure.
to sort of summarize. What took him from being this incredibly promising, brilliant, instinctively genius actor to, you know, somebody whose life went off the rails?
Well, he began to think that acting was not something grown-ups should do. He wanted to be a serious political and figure, a person who did good in the world, and he didn't think acting was doing good in the world. I mean, I, of course, disagree with him. I mean, if you hold a mirror up to life and people see themselves in that mirror, in that performance, it does do good, but he was not persuaded of that.
Richard Schickel of Time Magazine, thank you so much for talking to us. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Marlon Brando is being remembered by many people today, including our own Larry King. He's a lifelong friend of the late actor. Today, King said that Brando could be removed and aloof, but he was also the warmest and funniest, and what a great actor. Brando made a famous appearance on Larry King Live 10 years ago. Here's some of those highlights, including quite an unforgettable moment.
Fascinating. Let's say you get a role. It's The Godfather.
Yeah.
You're not a mafia kingpin.
Yes, I am. So are you.
No, you're not a mafia.
Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm not.
Okay.
But we are. There isn't anything that you are, or that you feel, or that you have, that I don't feel, or that I don't have in some measure.
But you can bring it into someone.
You can ask an actor, well, here, this is what you get. You get hit with a crowbar in the head, and you get a brain concussion. You're lying there, and you're mumbling. Well, I mumble anyway, but.
Okay, so you're saying anyone can do that? No.
Nobody can die, so you have to pretend you're dying.
Okay. Are you saying that when you are the Godfather, you're pretending?
Sure. I'm pretending.
But you're
I mean, we're going to get lost in vocabulary.
No, we're not.
Very quickly.
We're learning what you're doing. What do you do? Do you read? You read the script. You like it. By the way, how do you
usually read the script and hate it.
You usually hate, but you didn't hate The Godfather, right?
No, I liked I wasn't sure that I could do it, and Francis, fortunately, asked me if I would do a
test.
Yeah, a test, which I wasn't. I would never play a part that I couldn't do. Bum, bum, bum. Got a date with an angel. You're off key.
Gonna be there at 7. Got a date with an angel, and I'm on my way to heaven.
Got an angel beside me.
Got a
whatever
to guide me. Got a date with an angel, and I'm on my way to heaven.
When the chapel bells ring out.
Gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Darling, goodbye.
Goodbye. Marlon Brando. See you tomorrow night with Sid Caesar, Carl Reiner, Mel Brooks.